Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. Global Strategy Q4 2020 Analysis http ntvforex.com News ID C36C63922 2020 11:12:49 AM Economic Outlook Political issues such as the U.S. presidential election, the approaching Brexit, and an increase in new COVID-19 infections should weigh on sentiment and the economy in the fourth quarter. The base case scenario for our forecasts is that the pandemic remains under control, and entire economies will therefore not have to be shut down, and that the above-mentioned issues do not develop into permanent problems. In principle, after the massive economic slump in the second quarter, economic data for the third quarter released to date essentially point to strong growth. The recovery should continue in the fourth quarter, albeit at a much slower pace. In the US we expect GDP to fall by 4.3% this year, and in the Eurozone by 7.6%. In view of the tense situation in the labor market and moderate energy prices, inflation should remain low. Bonds after both the US Federal Reserve and the ECB have provided comprehensive, targeted liquidity programs, we expect no change in monetary policy for the foreseeable future. Should economic conditions deteriorate, both central banks would respond with additional measures. The ECB could expand the PEP purchasing program if the economy weakens, or cut interest rates in the event of a continued rapid appreciation of the euro. The Fed would react with larger securities purchases. Amid the conflicting interplay between political risks and central bank purchases on the one hand, and the continuation of the economic recovery on the other, government bond markets will tend to move sideways. In corporate bonds we continue to recommend hybrid bonds from the IG segment as well as BB-rated issues from defensive sectors with relatively stable cash flows. Currencies or in exchange markets are currently waiting to see how political risks US presidential election, Brexit and economic uncertainty due to rising new COVID-19 infections evolve. As a result, sideways moves in Eurist and EURJF should be expected for the time being. Gold is a beneficiary of uncertainty, higher stock market volatility and low government bond yields. We expect a moderate gain in the gold price in the fourth quarter. Equities: we expect the global stock market to move sideways in the fourth quarter and post only a small positive return in a range from 0% to 5%. In the near term, the correction in technology stocks, which is not fully completed yet, should lead to increased volatility, which could subsequently be sustained by possibly long-lasting uncertainty over the outcome of the US presidential election. The risk to this forecast would consist of weaker economic growth momentum and lower earnings expectations due to a significant tightening of COVID-19 related restrictions. Download the full global strategy. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you want to read real-time news, text messages to MT5 Expert Advisors page at https://m.me/mt5.expert.advisors.